Hey folks, so the number one thing that I think a lot of people get confused about in the class are discussion forums. And that's probably for a couple reasons. First of all, we do a lot of them. We do 2 a week, and that's, well, most weeks. And that's mostly because we are a communications class. So student-to-student communication is really a big part of what we do. Secondly, it's a really good way to continually interact with the information and to constantly be looking at it from different points of view. So we do a lot of discussion forums in this class. In general, you've got 2 deadlines. Deadline number 1 is on Wednesday evening, and that's when your first post, or I'll call it the initial post, goes up. That is going to be at least 2 to 3 college paragraphs, which are 5 to 7 sentences, and then they're going to be of good length. So that's like the big thing that I'm primarily grading is that first post. Then, over the next couple of days, you respond to at least 2 other students. It is a relatively easy thing to forget about, so a lot of times what many of my students will do is they'll go in on Wednesday and they will write an initial post, and then when they go to submit their case study or any of their other work for the week, they'll go ahead and just do their responses at that time. That way you only have to touch the course twice instead of having to go back 2 or 3 times. All right, so that's a few of kind of the basic overview. The next thing, and this is why, and by the way, this is under course elements in the course orientation. You'll see a few little tips here, some expectations and how I grade you. And really what's I think a lot of people really struggle with is how to write a good response. And so one of the things I've done here is I've put in some ideas. There are 2 ideas when it comes to responding. These are only 1 to 2 college paragraphs. And I tell people to either agree, then add like your experience or another example, and then ask the person who originally posted a question, or agree with one element of what they've said, disagree with what you think you're disagreeing with, and then challenge them to respond. One of the elements of my response grading is that you do actually push the conversation forward with your responses. So, for example, you would not want to just say, that's a good point. You would say something like, I really like how you talked about noise being internal, but what about the external noise you see every day? Can you tell me a little bit about that? I think it's this. All right. So it really is supposed to be kind of a slow conversation. And I'm going to show you how to go ahead and get into that now. If you click on course content, and I'm taking you the slow way because I want you, this is kind of how I want you to go into it every week. Click Unit 1. And we're going to go under Week 1. Right? And then you'll see, oh, my bad. Sorry, these are actually at the bottom of the orientation. Hold on. Unit 1, Week 2. Easiest way to find that. And here is your discussion board assignment. I really recommend that you either copy and paste this assignment into Word or that you actually look at this and follow the links before you go in to add your thread, because the instructions don't copy over, and I haven't found a really good way to do that yet. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to click on the online perception one, and you'll note that there's nothing here. You'll click on instructions if you'd like. If you need an extra copy of the assignment, I have actually replicated it under the first thread. So if you need to grab the questions or if you need to do anything, you can pull it off of here. Please don't reply to this because none of the other students are going to see that you've done so. And the responding is kind of important, so just keep that in mind. I did have a student ask me if they had to respond to anybody who asked them a question. You don't have to, but if you do, that is considered a second response. So that's up to you. So let's say you're done this and you're ready to do your post. You're going to click Create Thread. And oh good, the description does come up. That's a new feature. Yay! Put in a subject. It's always nice if it's your name and then the topic. That makes it easy, but you certainly don't have to. And you're going to put in your name. So just put Lisa Self-Perception. And then you're either going to copy and paste in from Word or you're going to type your response. If you copy and paste in here, make sure you do look at the formatting because occasionally the formatting gets kind of wacky. And if you type, please make sure that you proofread because I do look at your stuff. Do me one favor though, try not to attach your discussion post as a document by attaching it as a file. That makes it really hard for the other students to read it quickly and then respond. So then you would click submit. I'm going to hit cancel. And then when you're ready to respond to other students, you click on the thread, come down here, and click reply. All right. And when you do your reply, it's really nice to say, Sandy, comma, or whatever the person's name is, and then make sure you discuss it and then say, what do you think or what does everyone else think? It makes it easier for the people to kind of sort what's going on. If you see that one student has 8 replies, consider going to a student who doesn't have any replies so that they can kind of get a good conversation rolling about their stuff. It helps them out. So usually it's, again, 1 main post and then 2 response posts. But if you're ever curious, you'll look down here and you can kind of see exactly. I usually have it posted down here. Now, a lot of people go, oh, I hate going through all that navigation to get back to do my responses. So there is a little shortcut to the discussion forums right here. If you click, you'll see it. You'll note that there are other discussion forums down the line. Those are currently not open because I'm working on them, but you will see them pop up as I get the rest of the course up and running. So that's how you do discussion posts. I hope that was helpful. As always, get in touch if for some reason you ever get frustrated, and call or email is best. And I'll see you guys online. Have a great day.